We're back. It's it's been a bit. I didn't obviously end up doing the Easter special because I never felt like recording on Easter, and I guess the thought never occurred to me. I was thinking about it more so towards the end of the Easter break, so um like the Friday, Saturday of the week before, but didn't really have time for it just because you know things I wanted to get done before coming back up to uni, and yeah, just didn't really have a chance to do a video. Um, but I'm back at uni, and it is now Monday because I was super tired from coming back up um, to uni on the Sunday. So yeah, um, I'll talk a bit about the Easter break though, because there's quite a bit of things to talk about with it. Um, and maybe I'll mention today, but today has not been productive, but not interesting. So yeah. So my Easter break started off with something very cool. Um, so uh, for the start of my Easter break, I basically spent like 3 or so days working on this, which is the master grade Barbatus lupus. I don't know if the camera's gonna focus very well, but yeah, very cool um, gunpla kit that I was super excited for when it got announced last year, and is a is a beauty. Just such a cool machine, and it definitely took a while. Definitely longer than the other two massacres I built, being the Vidar and the original Barbatos. But yeah, no, that was basically what took the beginning of my Easter break. Um, and I love it. It's beautiful, beautiful thing. Um, so that was the start of my Easter break. And then like that first week, I basically kind of took off and decided to just relax a little bit more. Spend some time with my sister, spend some time with friends, do this and that. Dentist checkup, which went great. Like all around a pretty chill, nice, easy week. Um, and then on the what was it, Saturday of the week before last week, I went up to my grandma's. And being at my grandma's was nice. It's been a bit of time since I've been up there, so it was nice to see my grandma again and to be in that house again. In the area because it's a pretty nice area. But one of the big things that happened while I was up there was my grandma's second dog now passed away. They were um, diagnosed with cancer, I think, a few weeks ago. Um, and it was always a definite thing that like their condition would worsen to the point where it just obviously would have been way too painful for the dog to live. So they were put down while I was up there, and it's it was a very similar thing to experience before in my life. Because when I was in year eight, my granddad passed away, and I reacted in a very similar way of like initially not having much of a reaction to it, like not being affected, but like kind of just continuing on with things and not being like overly emotional about it. Um, and then it was the days after that like felt weird because it's like I knew it was affecting me. It was just like maybe quieter, or I didn't have time. I don't know, but it was definitely getting to me. And I guess the what do you call it? The upside was that it spurred on some thoughts, some thinking, some um, mental space to process and think about certain things. Because obviously, I had this thing like 3 or so weeks ago, where like it was like half of a week I was feeling like negative, or it was something that felt wrong, and I just couldn't like put my mind to it or like figure it out really. Um, just didn't really make much sense to me, and it's kind of still the same now. And even after I had like that little like spur to think and like that time to process and think about things, it's still something that feels like it's evading me, which is obviously part of it, I imagine. Um, but yeah, and over the Easter break, I have played and completed the main game of Outer Wilds. Um, Amazing game, like incredible. 100% go play it. It is just a beautiful experience. It's definitely a game that doesn't necessarily appeal to everyone, especially in terms of its gameplay, but in terms of its story and the way it's all player driven in terms of discovering it, I think is just it's phenomenal. It really is. And the meaning and messaging behind Outer Wilds, it it really spoke to me. I think it does like make you think about things differently. Or I mean, I can't imagine anyone who wouldn't think about things differently after playing it because it is a heavy hitting game. Um, no spoilers for it, obviously, because I think you should just play it. I can't do it justice talking about it, but no, it definitely contributed to my mind space across the past few days. Um, so yeah. So with the past few days and the time that I've given my brain to think about things and stuff, um, I've been reflecting on a lot of different things. Um, Namely one of them being my ex and the way things are between us. I'm still like okay with the position of things where like it is hopefully a matter of time and um our own individual growth that will, maybe lead to a time where we can talk to each other again, like actually talk to each other. Um, I'm still hopeful of that, even if it's something that still is really hard to deal with. Um, but while I was thinking about her, Um, I guess like once again realized how much I miss her and appreciated her in my life. And I'd love nothing more than to tell her that, or to actually talk to her again. But it's just not something I can do right now, I guess. Um, but the good thing was, while thinking about it, I guess I found myself accepting that like it's okay to have those feelings. Like despite the distance in time, the fact that we're not going out, the reality of her being in a relationship and our friendship basically being nothing more than like distant old acquaintances. Like I realized it's okay to still have those feelings about her and the time we spent together. And yeah, that's really nice. That's really nice. Um, and I guess a lot of this kind of comes back to myself and where I'm at because what I'm realizing more and more is that there is still some like lack of self-love. Like a big part of my journey has been moving away from like self-hate. Um, and like I'm happy to say that like over the past year, I've felt like I've not had that self-hate anymore. And that's been really positive and really nice to have, and I'm really grateful for that. Um, and yet it's not a substitute for like self-love, right? Like, you know, just because you're not beating yourself up doesn't mean you're treating yourself well or like with love. And maybe because of how long it's been, I just don't really know how to do that anymore. And this, I guess, might be the thing that I feel is wrong. Is there's like some part of me that I've come to accept, but that part still doesn't feel like it's being loved, and it being more of a conflict between the kind of ideologies in my mind. This is going to be really confusing. Um, but like essentially, there's a part of me that's very much like wants to be, I guess you could say, a hero. Like wants to help people, wants to do everything they can to bring about positive change in the world. And towards that end, like nothing's off the table, even things that are like self-sacrificial. Um, and like there are parts of that version of myself which I'm totally happy with and like I'm proud of, but it's still something that's self-detrimental, and it's the thing that like makes being finding love, being in a relationship, kind of impossible, or just not easy at all, because it's the thing of like you can do that for someone that you love, and that's great, but there will always be the reality that like that way of acting is self-sacrificial, and that person that you care about will feel that, and you can't make them happy that way. Or like it's something that you may not even understand is actually hurting them, and it's annoying. Or just it's a hard thing to deal with, and I'm not really sure how to move forward with it because yeah, it's like that's that ideal in my head, and yet there's this other side to it, which is that like it's the side that like kind of sees and understands that for me to be happy, um, there would be like certain choices or decisions, directions I would have to go that would potentially hurt or make some other people upset, or like not be a positive in other people's lives. And I'm not talking like major bad detrimental stuff like if I have to be happy, I have to punch this person or um just not give a shit about this person's opinions at all or something like that. Like it's not anything like outwardly negative like that, but it's more a sense of valuing self, like valuing myself, who I am, my ideas, my beliefs, my feelings, and coming to terms with that, knowing that it will upset people or make certain things difficult or cause problems. And it's kind of like a question. It's like a conflict between those two like beings, those two versions of myself, I guess you could say, um, that I'm struggling with, which is obviously all around that self love and stuff, which is great. It's woohoo! It's so much to like fucking think about, especially just because of like how long it's felt like that. Um, but obviously, it's been way worse in the past because in the past there was that third person in there, which the third version of myself that just was like upset, hurt, and wanted nothing more than to make things worse and end everything. Um, which comes out in my Demon Lab story. I mean, like the main characters of that story, like I think embody these kind of like versions of myself, and um, it's really like it's why it's such a story that's so close to me, and why I have so much passion towards it compared to any other story I'd ever thought of, whether it be for a game or something else. Because it is so close to my life and me, which is cool. I think in actually writing the story or thinking about the story and constructing it, it's like helped make things like clearer for my own life, which is a nice little bonus towards that. um, but yeah, that's I guess been where my mind's been at. And just now I've like been lying down, just reflecting on my life as a whole, like thinking back to just tons of things, big and small, like super impactful and super random, like not important. And oh, that's really nice. There's a lot of things I just hadn't like remembered or thought back to in a long time that I was just like, oh yeah, that was the thing. Um, it just felt really good. And it reminded me of what I value, I guess, in the world. So yeah, like this may all be sounding like super. like negative or sad. Like maybe it is sad, but it's a good thing. It's like figuring out myself and where I've been, where I'm going, all that. So yeah, that's Easter break. That's all the mental stuff that I've been thinking through. Um, as for today, Monday, Monday's been like a tiring but really good day. I woke up pretty early. Managed to get up and get on with things. I did a shop in the morning, forum post, and then I found out through an email that the placement I applied to here at Staffordshire University, the like in-house game studio at the university, that's called Oatcakes Interactive. Um, I've been offered an interview for, which is like, whoa, yes. It's like 'cause this is like the last possible option I have for a placement, which means that because I got an interview, that's really good. And that means there's actually a good chance that I might actually be able to do a placement year and get that like year in industry, that proper experience that I really, really want to have to like help me know where I'm going to be in the future. Um, so I'm really happy about that, and I'm looking forward to hopefully doing a good interview. It's been a while since I went to, so it was like when I found out about it, like a jolt of just like excitement, but like nerves at the same time. And it was making me. It was definitely like messing with my emotions because I was feeling anxious like in the course of like the morning and like just kind of like my brain switched into like overdrive of like, okay, well, I've thought about this, I've thought about that. Can I do this? Can I do that? Like, I was just trying to do everything. It was annoying, but self-inflicted. So yeah, that was a good thing. And then the couple lab session today was the playtest. So I was up in the Epic Games lab, setting up PCs with some other people and getting feedback, talking, seeing others play the game, which definitely was really good because it highlighted all the bugs and issues we had with the playtest build. That turned out really fucking good. Insane job by the team. So yeah, it highlighted the bugs that were like big, obvious ones that would need to be fixed, and it also highlighted the areas of the gameplay that were like either weak, unclear, or just needed more like fine tuning. Um, and the feedback from the sharks, which were like lectures and whatnot, was like along the same lines essentially of like keeping what we've got and like tweaking and polishing up these specific areas, which I think is good. Good to hear. Um, it's it's a lot of stuff to figure out now, and there's always this like feeling within me to like I want to do more with it, but I need to make sure I keep the vision in like scope and not feature creep with anything else now at this stage where things really should just be polish, 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 and make it as good as possible. But yeah, so that went really well. I got to play some other games. There were some really good games, some really funky ones, some really wacky ones, but then some really beautiful ones that were like insanely well made, and that was really cool. I'm really happy about it. But yeah, and then I came back and chilled out. So that's been today. Fairly good day. Yesterday's nothing special, so I'm not gonna talk about it. Literally just came up and was like tired, so finished Outer Wilds and spent time with housemate. So yeah, that is basically it for today. With the week going forward, the main things I need to focus on is just uni work because I didn't do as much for my virtual reality module as I wanted, which is really annoying. and it's one that I definitely need to put a lot of time into this month to make sure it's as good as possible. Um, which is okay because I have time to do that. Um, since collab for my role is a bit not as intensive now. Like the first 4 weeks, so much stuff to do with designing and getting systems together and whatnot. But these next 4 weeks is a lot of like final polish, final tweaks, and just communicating with different team members on getting certain things done into the game. So it shouldn't feel there shouldn't be too many major big things I need to do, which is good because it means then I can just heavily focus on the VR module, getting the artifact into a good position, hopefully by week 7, so that I can focus a bit more on the written report and not have as much stressing to do in the final week and days. Because that's the thing about the VR module is that I cannot work on it, or like I cannot work on the actual like testing it in VR and stuff, and making sure mechanics actually are doing what they want. Um, if I'm not in the lab because I don't have a VR headset, so I guess it's literally just going to be a thing of like the weekends specifically. I'll just have to solely do stuff towards the grid report and try and do as much in the week as I can on the actual project, the VR thing. Um, but yeah, that is kind of the focus for next week, or this week. Um, the only other thing to mention is that on Wednesday there is a volleyball game with another college or uni, I think. I can't remember. That's on Wednesday, and so that'll be the next day because I still want to do the every other day thing, and I've started on Monday for some reason, probably because I was tired yesterday. um, but yeah, no, that'll be good. A lot to get back into volleyball because I've not done it for 2 weeks, other than like practicing footwork. But I'm sure it'll be fun, and I enjoy the sport, so yeah. um, looking forward to it. That's going to be it for this one. Week 9, is it? Damn, week 9. I need to start thinking about closer to the end of this month how I'm going to do the video journal series if I'm going to do it over the summer, um, which will be interesting. Okay, I thought about it for 2 seconds and now I have a perfect idea. I'm thinking I'll probably end up just doing like a one video a week kind of thing. So like rather than doing videos on different days across the week, I just do like a video maybe like on the Friday, just covering what stuff I'm doing that week, if there was anything interesting to talk about. And then just putting that out because that'll be a lot easier to work with, especially if I get a summer job or I'm like busy with other things and being at home, being a more relaxed environment where the like desire to keep consistent with the video journal series doesn't feel as strong. So yeah, that's going to be it for Monday. So I will see you all on Wednesday. Okay. So it is Saturday, and you can tell, obviously, that because it's Saturday. I haven't done any other videos this week. Not since I think Monday, which is annoying because I did like initially intend to do, one or two more journal video things this week, but I had a very consistent number of not early nights, which affected each day and like how much I could do. And a lot of things have been happening this week, and a lot of stuff that's more uni and other, and not really, I guess, not really mental um projects or anything like that. Like to sum it all up, Tuesday was doing uni work basically, and playing a new board game I got. Um, Wednesday was a friendlies volleyball game, which went well, and that was enjoyable. And we did some volleyball after that. Um, and then Splatoon Society went fine. Um, yeah, I mean, like it was a very kind of just those things kind of day, I guess. And then Thursday is like similar thing of like volleyball in the morning. The training was fine, and then I had my mock interview, which I was feeling a lot more nervous for than I thought I would. But I settled down when I got into it, and the guy that was like doing it with me was like very friendly, and that helped to like keep me calm. I have a way better understanding of how interviews work and what best, like what it's looking for with these kind of questions, um, and how to like structure answers towards them. Um, so that's really good, and I'll be doing some work on that tomorrow. And then after that, like the rest of Thursday, I was just like feeling zonked because lack of sleep, nerves, and then volleyball in the morning, like all just kind of like made me feel super drained. And so I wasn't really capable of doing much uni work that day. And then Friday's basically kind of the same deal. I skipped the lecture in the morning and then managed to get up eventually and start doing some work. And then had a meeting. Um, had like three different collab meetings over the past week, which is crazy. But yeah, no, had a meeting which was fine and went well, and then did some more stuff with lecture, not lecture tutorial, and did some volleyball in the evening, and yay, Friday done. Simple, basically. And then Saturday today, uh, me and some housemates did a D&D one shot, which was really fun, and I really enjoyed it because it's been a good old while since I've played any D&D or done like really much role playing with other people. So it was actually a lot of fun to get back into and do, even if like D&D 5e is just not the best system for role playing. Not as good as I would like it to be. Put it that way. Um, but yeah, and ultimately that has been the week. I mean, I've been very. I feel like I'm being nonchalant, and I feel like I'm not treating this video journal thing very well. But like, this week's been really tiring, getting back into uni and doing stuff. I feel like it's going to be the exact same thing for the next 3 weeks. Um, Maybe even beyond that. Like, there's so many things I need to be doing. There's so many things I want to be doing, and it can at times become overwhelming. And I think because of that, I end up losing track of certain things, like the video journal series, which, yeah, I really kind of like. I felt myself pulling away from it more and more, essentially. Like, with like the last few video journal collections I did before Easter break, like there was still stuff I was talking about and like some mental things here and there. And it still felt like there was like consistently things to talk about that felt interesting enough to me to talk about. And yet over the Easter and then obviously this week, it's always felt like it's a thing that's come up in my mind of like oh yeah, I should do a video journal entry, and then like just being like, what am I actually going to talk about? And I think that's evident of like this needing to change. Like what the video journal series did for me with those like for the last 2 months essentially um is gave me space to think about things and to like encourage like change and um, push myself to be consistent at something and like do more than what I felt like I was doing at the time. Um, like it was kind of something to give me like a leg up, essentially. And I feel like it did do that very well. And I'm in a like better position than I was back then. Even if it's not too far from that place in time. Um, and now I don't feel like it's as helpful anymore. And I worry a lot that like a lot of these videos end up being like very uninteresting or like just I don't know the right words, but like not really being as valuable as they could be. Um, I mean, just thinking about like way back when I started doing the video journal stuff, like it was like either the next week or like the weekend of the day after. Like I would try and like I was trying back then to like go back and watch the videos and like think about what I'm saying in them. Um, and what was going through my mind at the time with like when I was talking about those things. And now it's like I don't have that, but I also don't have I've like I mean it is just like a lack of sleep that I've had for the week and that being a big factor in playing into like how I've felt about the video journal series. But I've had no like desire or motivation or energy towards doing this. And that's it's kind of sad. Because it was something that was really like positive and I really enjoyed. And I guess now it just doesn't feel the same way. Um, so all of this has kind of like been going through my mind over the past few days of like me not doing the video journal series and still thinking I should do it. And it's kind of come to a point where I'm at a point where I don't think I'm going to continue doing this for the next few weeks. I don't know if that's a good or bad choice, but what I do know is that I've lost the consistency I had with it, and a lot of the things that I am focused on in my life right now um, aren't particularly things that would be worth really talking about in this because a lot of them just end up being like uni work and career stuff and club things. And obviously that's biased perspective on it all. Because every day has something interesting to talk about. It's just finding that interesting thing. But for me right now, that's how it feels. And if that's how it feels to me, I can't imagine what it feels to someone else who doesn't have as much of a like perspective on my life or my personality or something. Um, so yeah. God, what am I saying? That's just how I feel about it right now. And so, as of right now, I don't think I'm going to be doing any more video journal stuff, at least for a bit. Um, if I do end up doing a video, it may not be part of a week. It may end up being part of like a collection of weeks or a month. And I think likely this is a change that would gonna happen sooner or later, especially with like coming up to the end of my second year at uni and summer break. Because a lot of the stuff I would be doing then, um, hopefully I'd be having more time towards certain projects and would maybe have a chance to like do specific videos on those things. But I'd also be doing a lot of personal stuff that isn't really was not really important to put on here for me. I don't feel any desire to. And so it's like I feel like this is kind of just like the place that this series of things, like the series of videos, was going to end up sooner or later. And it just happens that now is the time where I feel it so much, rather than it being after. Because I was expecting that because I was back at uni, I don't know, it'd be easier to get back into. But it does feel like more I've been like pulling away from it more and more and more, up to the point where like this week I think is only going to be like 3 different days, which is it's going to be the shortest one so far, I imagine, unless it's not. Maybe it's not, but yeah, it is kind of sad, but that's just how it is right now. And so I'm going to be uploading this tomorrow. And this will be the temporarily final video journal entry. Um, but yeah, this has been a really positive experience, and it's been really helpful for me, just like understanding my own mind, giving like myself space to think about things and like ramble on about whatever. Um, and this isn't the end. It's not the end by a long shot. It's more of a like changing point, essentially. Like that, I will still be doing videos, probably like this, and I'll still be talking about lots of different things in the future. But the kind of like consistent daily, bi-daily, weekly upload, that kind of stuff, I just think is coming to an end now, and I don't see myself doing it like that anymore. So there'll still be times when I want to talk about things, but right now it's like I need to figure out what that really is. And obviously, I don't exactly have that much time to figure that out right now because I'm at uni and I've got course module shit that's got its deadlines on the horizon. So I really need to focus on that. And yeah, all these things have just led me to this decision. So this is technically the last of the classic format, I guess, whatever. Last of the OG video journal entries. It's crazy as well because at the time when I was like when I initially started this, I was like expecting to like do a whole year of doing these videos and then be like, "Ah, I've reached a year, the yearly anniversary, and it's gonna end now because I'm done with it." um, so yeah, I don't know. It's because it's a weird point in time. It feels for it to end or like come to a kind of close and beginning or what it's going to be in the future. Um, but I'm okay with it, like changing at this point, and it needs to if it's gonna like continue on into the future, essentially. So yeah, that is going to be it for this week. I have nothing else to say, and I guess I will see you all if I see you all. But if I don't, thank you for watching. Take care.